Ladies and gentlemen, I can now exclusively reveal that I, in fact, do not identify with a gender, because I take my line from Genesis 1:27, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him, male and female created he them. And it's not for me to overrule the work of God. But the only reason I say this, and we're discussing this evening, is because of a new policy exchange report that has just revealed that schools across the United Kingdom now relentlessly pursue the policy of gender affirmation. Asleep at the wheel is the title, which seems rather apposite. What's more, they're not telling children's parents, and this seems to me to be the matter of primary concern from this report. Only 28% of secondary schools, which means over 70%, are reliably informing parents as soon as a child discloses feelings of gender distress. 33% of secondary schools did not say they would inform their designated safeguarding leader or a medical practitioner when a child discloses gender distress. And this again is very troubling, because there are processes to protect children, to help children, and to ensure that people within the school who are there to help them and to give them medical attention if they need it should be informed. So keeping them out of the information loop seems to me to be unwise, particularly as 4 in 10 secondary schools operate policies of gender self-identification. So where is the check? Where is the balance? Who is going to be talking the children through these complex issues when they are in a stage of natural transition? And there are other concerning statistics around this, and this is in spite of the fact that the Children's Act 1989 states that parental involvement in the life of the child is paramount. No other body is to assume parental responsibility for a child unless the court intervenes, and this particularly includes medical issues, that the parent is paramount. And this is right, because who has greater concern for a child? It will always be the parents who have the greatest concern, the love that there is of a parent for children, and that's why they have the fundamental responsibility. Scotland, the SNP, had this sinister idea that every child should have a state-appointed guardian, which fortunately never came through, which was a direct attack on the family. And we want the family to be in control and parents to have the responsibility for their children's education. Now, this is important to get this right, because nobody wants to be intolerant. Toleration is at the heart of the British state, and discrimination against trans people is wrong. And this means to be underlined several times, like a 3-line whip. It should have 3 lines under it. But this doesn't mean that children who are uncertain should be encouraged or forced into it, or that their parents shouldn't be informed. And this is particularly true because the largest study to date says that 87% of natal boys, that is, children who are born male, desisted. This was a survey over 13 years, rather than persisted with a decision to move to another sex. And some of the medical interventions have permanent effects, or the effects are unknown. Many of the treatments that are given, the puberty blockers and so on, the long-term effects are unknown, and some of them could be permanent on children who haven't worked out where they want to go. And I think we should go back to a traditional understanding of the family, the protection of children, and the need to ensure that parents are at the heart of this, rather than schools doing things behind parents' backs, because the schools aren't telling the parents what they're up to.